Hey everyone, welcome back to the modern travel on success in business and in life. In this part second of the session six, the leader who had no title, how to deepen your relationship for leadership. How to do that? Let's begin in this session today. That feels so right, Jackson. This idea that business is primarily a pursuit to help other people. Truth always feels right, come the gentle reply. I took in his words. I then added, it seems the dominant belief of society is that business is purely about making money. True, but here is an encouraging concept to consider as you awaken your inner leader, then deliver more value to your stakeholders than anyone could possibly expect. The inevitable result has to be people beating a path to your front door. You not only will feel the deep sense of meaning that comes from doing good, but the profits following into your organization or flowing into your organization will blow your mind. Money follows contribution. The more value you create for all your constituents, from your teammates to your customers, the more your organization will see incredible financial success, and the more you will win in your own career too. So, all I need to concentrate on is treating people well and being remarkably helpful in every possible way. And people success will be the inevitable result. Pretty much. I told you that business is a simple thing need to be. Smart business people keep it easy. This is all makes so much sense. And yet it is increasing to me how this philosophy is so uncommon in the world today. Common sense isn't very common anymore, Black, but it is all challenging. And it is all changing quickly, and people who don't understand this new way of doing business will be find ourselves in now. Technology, globalization, and the massive upheaval going in society have created a new business universe. It would be sheer will become extinct like other dinosaurs who just couldn't evolve as conditions shifted millions of years ago. The organization that will own their industries and build globally beloved brands without the title through every level of the enterprises. And those who put people and their relationship with them really see about reaching your highest potential in business. You have to keep mind you have to meet the BX. You don't need a title to be a leader. You don't have to be a manager to awaken the best in your teammate and to have a wonderful influence on your organization's culture. You do not need to be an executive to build tremendous relationships with every stakeholder, such that they evangelize the products and rave about the services that you offer. You only need to dedicate each day to expressing your absolute best and making a fantastic difference in other human lives. That is the only thing required, Black. And if you are surrounded by engaged, excited, and super people working at the greatest level of their ability, your organization will do splendidly well, not only in times of prosperity, but also during days of difficulty too. If you look at the best companies in USA, means America, every single one of them not only had teams of human beings who performed at their peak. They had teams of people who had the most impressive of relationship. You see, Black, business really is nothing more than a conversation of sorts. And if the culture of the place where you work forgets to grow that conversation and nurture the human connection between each one of you, the conversation will soon end and the business will soon fall. Jackson walked over to a small toolbox and opened a drive or drawer. He pulled out a package and then walked back to me. Tommy was off admiring the towering skyscraper and staring at some of the exotic flowers in the garden. Here, open this up, Jackson politely instructed. I followed his request and opened up the package. In it were a bunch of seeds. What was in it? The bunch of seeds. My whole life now revolves around gardening. Black, it never ceases to amaze me. It never ceases to amaze me how I can take these sterile looking little seeds and, with some nourishing and patience, grow them into some of the most wonderful plants your eyes have ever seen. And the same idea lies behind the principle I am now sharing with you. If you make growing a great relationship with the people, whether with the worker at the bookstore or with the customer who lives, you touch each day. Your number one priority, you will have to. What is your number one priority? That is, you will have all the success and happiness in your career that you can handle. But like gardening, it takes lots of efforts and a huge amount of patience. You need to be constantly watering the people and your connection with them. If you know that I mean what I mean, but the exceptional rewards you will begin to see will make it all worthwhile. As the smallest gardener always say, as you sow, as you shall reap. As you sow, so shall you reap. Very interesting, Jackson. I know. Understand that I have been making excuses these past years. I do say that because I didn't have a title, I had no power or authority to build a team and shape my organization's culture. I do complain. I was too busy to be helping those around me express their leadership best by awakening their inner leader. I just blamed all sorts of things instead of getting up and doing all I could do. I was just this sad, unsuccessful, and stuck victim. And did the people you work with encourage and support you as you went through your work days? I paused. No, not really. I actually don't really feel I fit in. I don't feel like I am a part of the team. I don't really have the sensation of being conducting or connecting with anyone. If you have to succeed in life, you have to do all that to keep behind the sort of title. No wonder you aren't putting in the efforts to grow your relationship with them. Before today, you might have argued that you simply couldn't afford the time to build better bonds with your teammates. My encouragement would always be that you can't afford not to be spending the time relating with the people you spend most of your waking hours with. Think about it, blank. You spend the best hours of the best day of the best years of your life among those who work with. Doesn't it make sense to really get to know them and have a superb relationship with them? You will make friends, you will feel a sense of belonging, you will have a feeling of an encouraging community all around you. And once your teammates see you starting to support them, they will reciprocate. The law of reciprocity or reciprocity is one of the most powerful of all the laws of run human relationship. So you will become the reciprocate and that will revert it back to you the same sense of behavior. When you genuinely help others, they will do anything to genuinely help you back. When you show up fully for a teammate, that teammate will show up fully for you. It is just human nature at play, make others successful. You will get success automatically and they will make you successful. But before someone will lend you a hand, you must touch their heart first. When you touch the heart of anyone, they are open to lending their hand to you to help you to get the success. Oh, and please remember that leaders without a title help people achieve more as a team than they could have achieved alone. Alone, you can do one thing, but as a team, you can do 100 things in one time. The key point here is that which you need to remember through or though that leaders without a title always make the first move. So you need to be move, reflect and grow, then you will become successful. The first thing is that you always the first move. Don't wait for someone else to reach out to you before you start the connection process. You lead the way, become the change I most want to see. So, if you want to see some changes in the world, you have to change yourself first. I asked, paraphrasing the Gandhi quote Tommy shared with me when we first meet at the bookstore. Exactly, give away the which you most wish to see. So, whatever you want to receive from the people, you have to give the same first to them. So, your first task is to move first. That is one of the most valuable learning point I can give to you. If you want more support, give more support. If you want more appreciation, give away more appreciation. If you want more respect, you need to be giving respect first, and then it will all come back to you in a river, giving start to the receiving process. Cool, was my first thought and reply. Also, keep front and center the big idea that the single best way to inspire your teammates to become the natural leader they are meant to be is to model relationship mastery yourself. I am sure you have heard that a bunch of times today, but I need to repeat it because you have to become the leader without title. So the best way is model the leadership mastery yourself first, because it is essential. Leading by example is one of the most powerful tool for positively influencing change in other people. If you want to change other people, you have to demonstrate that change first, and you will also need to the mastery in the leadership modeling. No one like to be told to transform. It is our nature to resist being controlled. Today, why forcing people to become all you know they can be, just shuts them down and makes them feel you are stifling or stifling their personal freedom. Why they feel that? Why the people are resisted and they are not consistent or moving for the change? But when you stand in the blazing white light of your absolute best, you paint for others to see a vision of what is possible for them. So make all the impossible to possible. It is more up to you. The most you set up to extraordinary leadership is each move that you make your example, easily inspiring your teammates to step into their power to shine as brightly, giving everything you have to rewriting your story of how great you can be motivates every single person you work with to rewrite their own story. So you have to exemplify yourself to write your story so that in influence the other people will rewrite their own story of who they can become as leaders and as human beings. Jackson continued speaking passionately as he began to clip around some of the flies, shifting some of the soil, and stopping from time to time to inhale their fragrances. I saw the smile on his face. He clearly loved nature. You are really happy up here, and aren't you? I asked. Nirvana, he replied, I was really happy being in business all those years. I never imagined I could take my career so far. Amazing what small, steady improvements each day I can do or I will do for you over the passage of time. Most of us can get to world class in our careers. Too few of us stay committed to being excellent long enough. I'm sure Tommy told you some of my story and the company I grew with the help of the extraordinary men and women I worked alongside. But I thought you were the CEO. I questioned, a little confused, given that Jason was suggesting he was just one of the many employees at the technology enterprises or enterprise he worked for. I was, but I never lost sight of the fact that the humblest is the greatest. If you are on the top level in businesses, you are leading a great title. But the fact you have to keep in your side, that is the humbleness. Humbleness is the greatest key to people influence and make deep relationship. Only the humble improve, said jazz great Vanitton Marcellus. Nothing special ever gets done alone, and the bigger the goal, the more teammates who help you, you will need to reach your mission. The larger the dream, the more important the team. The larger the dream, the more important the team. It reminds me what the mathematician Isaac Newton once said, if I have seen more than others, it is because I have stood on the shoulder of giants. I am all I am because of the people who worked with me as we climbed the mountain top together and built out that great company. I never lost sight of the fact that every morning they do leave the comfort of their families and the security of their homes and come to work for me, giving me the best they had to give. So when I reflect on the explosive success we experienced, and when anyone from the media, for example, try to give me all the credits, I let them in on the secret. It was because of powerful community relationships that we achieved. This is for business leaders. If you have to get a great success, you have to give the credit to your people who work for you, who given you all their best to grow you that exponential level, the best way to give. And what the community, the powerful community relationship that we achieved, all we did. In other words, we accomplished our remarkable victories because we worked hand in hand. We realized our success because of tremendous collaboration and our feeling that we were it together. See, an unbeatable organization is really nothing more than a series of great relationship cascading throughout the entire enterprise, all single-handedly focused on some inspirational outcome. Jackson then walked over to pool of water that had some beautiful white lilies growing in it. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a coin. Jackson leaned over a flower, sniffing the smell. He then handed me the money, the coin. The next learning we will get in the next session.